Phenomenal.
What are you doing?
I'm very tired. We just had a music sesh though, so that was nice.
Yeah,
What?
we did.
We quizzed each other on
Music
songs,
sesh.
like our favorite bands and shit. We only played
You
like
guys
a
are so
single
fucking
snippet.
lame, dude.
No, it was fun. It was fun.
What was it,
We had a good time.
mariachi, bro?
No. I think I was the only one that got them all right. Right?
Yeah.
You're a music bitch, though. It's
Virgin,
Yeah.
actually, is the correct term
What are we talking about?
for the music. Why you got them all right? You do
I'm a
nothing else but
virgin?
listen to music.
Oh,
Oh, that
That's a
was
fact.
questionable.
Oh,
joke.
my damn.
That was a questionable joke, but
Yeah.
that was about to be Peter.
but yeah. So Tinley Park passed.
Damn,
None of us.
RIP.
Yeah. How are you gonna let me segue that into what I'm about to say? How am I supposed to segue that into what I'm about to say?
Ah, fuck.
It's podcast time!
You're so disgusting.
So in Tinley
damn
Park,
it.
none of us went,
No, that's not.
but they did talk in high praises about Brian Barczyk. They were able to raise some money for him. I think that they were giving away the purple
Yeah.
wristbands, and then they had 5 black ones that they made.
Mm-hmm.
One went to each of his family members, and then the last black one, they auctioned, and they were able to raise like $57,000.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's fucking
That's crazy.
crazy, dude.
That's a lot of money.
And then also recently he did put out in a video that they are going to be getting rid of like the majority of their colubrids, so that way it's a little bit more of a calm
You know,
process.
I saw the video, and I'm not gonna lie. I was like, man, it would be kings and corns. Not that they aren't cool, but I was like,
What?
I was kind of hoping for some more rat snakes, some more like different kinds of colubrids.
Like
Is that what you think about, you piece of shit?
No, I mean he did a colubrid video. I'm like, well, we were just talking about it on the last one. I was like, oh, he doesn't. I don't
Motherfucker.
know him for colubrids, and I'm like excited for these
oh,
colubrids.
he has more than the kings and
I know,
corns,
but
though.
like he only showed the kings and corns.
because that's the shit that he's gonna
I
get rid
know,
of, dude.
but
He's
I was
gonna
like,
keep all
damn.
the cool shit.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Kings and corns are okay.
But yeah, so anyways, Brian Barczyk did his thing. Again, we're going to promote the Facebook page, Stay Strong Brian Barczyk. Go and post a nice thing about him. But on the topic of reptile influencers, your boy, Jay Brewer, is getting
Whose
a fucking
boy,
show.
motherfucker?
Not
Both
my
of
boy,
yours.
not my boy.
You guys, literally, before this podcast started, were
I
so
will
happy.
hit you,
No,
dude.
no, no,
I will
no,
You
no,
guys
no.
were like,
fucking
yo,
hit you.
Jay
Bro,
Brewer's
I
getting
will
a
fucking
show.
hit you, bro. Don't fucking do that shit. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Hey,
no.
man,
No,
You were like, where's my
go
feature?
back to your country.
No.
Listen. You're like, yo, where's my feature? I want to be on that show. Who do I call?
No.
Yeah, but I think it's getting done by Roku. I don't know the premise, but I'm assuming it's like, this dude has reptile zoo. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Like always.
I do not feel represented.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean,
His
honestly,
experience is not mine.
Honestly, yes.
His
yes.
experience is not mine, and it doesn't reflect. I don't think
that's gonna have
the
an
picture.
effect on everybody.
Of course.
My point is,
Yeah.
who else?
Yeah.
Everybody's a little fucked.
Joking aside, I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about it, to be honest. Mind you, I did see a Facebook post of somebody, like, after it came out, somebody was like, yo, like, this is my experience at the zoo, and it wasn't a great review of the zoo. You know, and the gist of it was too many animals in one cage, small cages, bad smells, and what
Yeah.
they were trying to really represent was that, are we going to allow, I mean, not that we can allow, because the deal is done, you know, but people are going to see this. Kind of like what we were
Yeah.
talking about the reptile shops, and like the first time that you enter a reptile shop, you want it to be a nice, clean shop, so that way if it's your first interpretation of what the reptile community is, you get a good review of it, right? So now, if this is what, quote unquote, this zoo is about, that it's, you know, too many animals in small cages, etc., like, that's going to be the representation of the reptile community.
Yes.
And
But
that's-
the thing is, it already is. Sometimes when I'm on Instagram, the content that I see is not the content that people who aren't in the reptile hobby that are getting reptile content
Okay.
see. They're seeing Jay Brewer's stuff. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's the most likes, the most reposts, whatever. So they're like, whoa, cool. And that's what they think it is. You know, but for me, it's not that at all. That's why I've said I don't feel represented. That's not my experience with this.
It ain't, but he is
You know,
like a lot of people.
I stopped liking Clay when he started posting.
Why we said his name like 80 times.
Clay
Jay.
Sewer. Honestly, I stopped
He's
liking.
the guy that says frick. He can't say fuck.
Listen.
I can say fuck.
Now,
Listen, I've actually met the guy. Super nice.
I say
as
frick
a
when I'm
person.
super
I'll say right
angry.
now, super nice as a person.
Yeah.
Super nice as a person. But I also know that he
But-
doesn't know his shit.
It's the
Got
definition
you.
of what I hate. You know, I love being today. there was someone who came into the shop who had never seen like he wasn't around snakes at all. So I pulled out the big ball python that we have, and I was like, look, here you go. And like she was like, look, we've been over this conversation already. All right, we've done this already.
How many tubs you got already?
Oh my god,
you bitch.
So
Yoshi's turning you bitch.
Jeez. So like
you
that was
eating
her
meat?
first experience. She's like, this is cool. But like, but the way you go about it is you don't want to be like. You don't want to give them fear. You don't want them to be afraid of the animal, of course. You know, you want them to see the animal as different than what they already are thinking about it. You know, like, this is a scary animal. This is going to bite me. It's violent. It's scary, you know, whatever. And you want to show them, like, no. And I think that's part of the appeal that people say snack and boops and, like, shit like that to kind of make it less scary. And I like the appeal. I don't use those words because I think it's stupid and childish, but I understand why they do it. Yeah. With Clay, he always, like, all of his videos, at least at the beginning, were about him opening tubs and retics just coming out on top of eggs. And he's like, whoa, you know. And I'm like, I hate that. That's you're perpetuating the bad stigma.
But
it's exactly what you're
a
doing.
lot of people that you support, that we look and support that as well, and do similar things. That Brian Barczyk is not way too far from that.
Mm. Yeah, initially the first parts of his videos, sensational.
But I'm not even talking about the way the caring of the animals. Very different for the two.
Yeah,
the way content is created, very similar.
But it's appealing to that mentality.
Yeah, and then Barczyk has talked about it, and he goes, "Yeah, I do those things." He does get bit on purpose, and he goes, "Whoa!" every single fucking time. But he says that's because it brings awareness, and then he can educate after. Is there excuse, which I do not agree with. I love Brian, so I'm not going to make a comment on this right now.
Even though he made a comment on it.
I'm going to. I'm talking shit. So, like, the way I see it is, like, the older generation doing anything they can to stay relevant.
Okay.
Which is, like, I got views because of this. We all have to do this because it's the only way to make views. Everything has a way. Okay. You can get views with whatever. You just have to do it correctly. You got to do it right.
I don't watch this guy's content. But does Chandler not do the same thing?
No. Okay. He is energy up. The bites are not there.
Well, of course not.
He is energy up.
But it's not. For me, it's not even about bites. It's about the sensational, like the overdramatic.
Yeah.
He is not that overdramatic.
No.
He's overdramatic when he doesn't have a snake out.
Yeah, exactly.
If he doesn't have a snake out, he's a psychopath.
He's just dramatic with the dumb shit.
Whoa, the shit. Whoa, meatball.
Yeah. He not even. Or he looks at a snake and goes, "Damn, she's thick." Like he says shit like that. That's Chandler. That's fucking Chandler. But you see,
once the snake is out, he's very professional. He's not like, whoa, it's out of control. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, he is talking like he is funny shit.
Yeah,
where a lot of people that are in the older generation have to do all this dumb shit because they ain't funny. Yeah. They ain't fucking. So I almost said some fuck shit.
Yeah, all right.
I almost said some fuck shit right now. So fuck. Jesus. If there's a God, please forgive me.
It's not a personal attack on Jay. None of this is. But I do have the question. I'm not going to set you up for something bad.
No. He made a face. It was funny.
Yeah, it's not a personal attack. I mean, what you said is true. He is a nice guy. When I didn't get to meet him at Animal Con, but when I was like watching him speak about certain things, he was very educated.
I met him and I walked him around. He's a very nice person. I will talk to that guy. Yeah. It's fine. It's just that shit he does is like, but he's also in Cali. Cali people are like that.
Oh, okay.
Cali reptile people in general as it is but Cali reptile people. No. It's literally because the area where you're at, bro, it's LA shit. Everybody wants to be Hollywood. Everybody wants to be seen. Like I met people there that are outside the reptile community first, and they're all like, instead of like, yo,
like that.
What's your name? Where you from? It's like, what's your name? How many followers you got? Like those were questions I got asked, and then I'm like, what the fuck? Then I met some other people, and they're all about themselves. Like, yo, like, did you know I do this? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, I literally ended up vibing with a group of people, right? And then when I found out, they're all from Georgia. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's why. Because y'all are East Coast, and we don't give a fuck about those things out there. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, like, that's the culture. That's the culture there. That is the culture there. So it's like, I don't blame them too much for it. I just don't agree with it. So I don't.
There's nothing better than the smell of coffee in the morning, okay? There's also nothing better than the smell of reptiles in the morning. Psych. Reptiles with coffee. That's the smell you want. The strongest coffee, all right? We have it for you. Head on over to the description or go to coldbloodedcaffeine.com and use the code REPTILESWITH to get your Reptiles with coffee today.
don't fuck
Do
with
we
it.
trust that this is going to be a decent representation of the community, or are we expecting Tiger King 2.0?
I'm expecting Tiger King 2.0.
I am also expecting. Well, okay, I never watched Tiger King. I
Okay.
guess I should at some point. But was Tiger King like a documentary just like without an opinion, not really with an agenda, or were they like, hey, we're gonna do this because we know it's fucked up and we're gonna show why it's fucked up?
The way that they started it,
It's fire.
Yeah.
It's fire.
So they literally, when they start documenting it, when you're watching it, it feels like a century ago. Wow.
Yeah.
They're filming Tom Crutchfield in his place because they were filming something for, like, it was supposed to be the same thing, but for the reptile community, actually.
Yeah, with McCarthy's when they have the
Yeah.
clouded
And
leopard.
then
Not the clouded.
but that's the thing. So in the middle of doing that, somebody shows up with a clouded leopard. I don't know.
McCarthy's.
Was it McCarthy?
I'm pretty sure.
So at that point, the crew was like, wait, what's going on with this? They were exposed to a new world, and then they took the dive into that, and then found all this crazy shit
see.
with Joe Exotic.
Yeah,
Then, because, I mean, when you make a story like that, where I feel like the two stories will be different, is where, like, when you go into Tiger King and you go into Joe's story, he's already in prison. You know what you're in there for.
Yeah.
He recorded half of those things. He had that footage.
Yeah.
They just took the footage, put it together to tell a story.
Yeah.
But he recorded every day of his life. So they knew the end of this, he goes to prison.
I see.
So they built a story from the end back.
So
Well, you can do that with Jay.
Yeah.
right,
Well,
because
I
he's
don't.
not in jail.
Well, he's not like.
Well, he's not in jail. He's
There's
not there.
there's no like.
So we think.
There's no ending to it because I feel like it's gonna be like a reality show.
That's
like,
what I
like,
was gonna say.
Like more like, oh, everyday.
But what,
thing.
like an everyday in the zoo?
Yeah, everyday.
That
thing.
sounds stupid.
It's just a
sounds so
reality
lame.
TV show.
Sounds lame.
They all are. Like, and people
You know
watch
what?
it.
It's like the
Yeah,
Real
reality's lame.
Housewives of the
Lame.
reptile
Of
community.
bitches and shit.
Lame. Sounds lame.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I don't know.
It's Tino.
How are
It's
they gonna
Tino.
make drama? How are they gonna make something entertaining?
Make
They
it
just
up.
make. Yeah, that's the thing. They just. You
Make it
think
up.
all the drama in reality TV shows is real?
No, yeah, but like they're not gonna be like, oh, Jay slept with this alligator. They're not gonna. They're not gonna say that shit.
I hope they do.
yeah.
No, but it's gonna be like
Didn't
it's
somebody get bit at that zoo or whatever?
every day.
Oh,
No.
okay.
There was. I think there was
guess-
a hospitalization.
Oh,
Quote
okay.
quote. Like some guy did go to a doctor.
I was gonna say
What
maybe it's gonna
pussy
be shit like
motherfucker?
that.
Why he got bit by a Tokara?
I don't know.
No,
That's
it was about
cicada.
a fucking like alligator, dude.
I think it was an
Alligator,
like that,
bro?
yeah.
No fucking way in hell, dude.
Yeah, there was an alligator bite.
No,
Am I on drugs?
I don't
Is that
know.
a different zoo?
I feel like
Utah
I feel
had
like
a
you might
really
be
bad
right.
alligator bite, but not him.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was bad, but the guy.
I would've heard- I
I
think-
don't know.
I don't think
I might be
so,
talking
dude.
about my ass. I
Yo,
don't know.
we really got to figure out a situation where we can watch like TikToks and Reels and react to them. Because I don't know if you guys saw the alligator bite that I sent you.
Dude, that's half of
one?
what we
Which one?
send.
I think
we
I-
send stupid people working with crocodilians and just getting
Hey,
clapped.
yo.
What do you mean? Not you, but like
Well,
I'm saying.
What if
Wonderful.
I get bit?
I'm
almost did recently,
I'm gonna
motherfucker.
share that
glad.
reel
Do
in
better.
our chat. No, I'm gonna share that reel in our chat. That's what I'm gonna do.
He's gonna be like, "Yo, look at this idiot!
Look how he
He
turns.
just chucked like
I'm
this."
gonna be like this, bro. I'm gonna be like this.
Looking like that.
Show up to the podcast like this, bro. Hey, fuck, dude.
Yeah, but man,
Oh,
I
man, dude.
I don't know. I guess I'm interested to see what it would be like.
Yeah, fuck it.
know
Whatever,
what it
bro.
is.
Let it go down, then all the laws pass, and then we can blame him. Whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna-
Can you imagine, like, because he started with the pet industry, right? He was a big seller of retics, right? It would be funny if they're like, oh, look, cool as zoo,
Actually,
and then they
think-
go like deeper into like the actual pet trade and stuff, like away from the zoo and stuff. And be like,
Yeah, they might. It's getting dark.
yeah.
Go out with a poacher,
all
go out with a
all these
fucking
retics you
importer.
sold, where are they? You know, you'd think that after all these years of selling retics, people would have 32-foot snakes in their, in their.
What are you
yards.
insinuating, Tino?
They all die.
Oh,
All the retics die.
No,
well,
bro.
100% of everything dies.
You're amazing.
Everything.
You
You're
go
a
right
genius.
back to his nah.
I'm saying they die.
in the first year, dude.
They die before they get big. That's what I'm saying.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was wondering.
Mine
that.
still gets big.
Pause.
You retic?
Yeah. Hey, yo, don't say that. I could go to jail, dude. I ain't got no retics, motherfuckers. Chill the fuck out. I'm kidding. Fucking kidding, dude.
But yeah, that'd be crazy. That would be my number one question. Hey, you ever follow with customers? How many of them are still alive?
That's crazy.
The customers?
Oh my gosh, the customers. No, the snakes that the customers bought.
Fuck, dude.
Dude, that's great.
What that motherfucker selling? That's a good shit.
You know what? Sometimes I think about that too. I'm like, man, all it takes is one person to be eaten by a retic for retics to be banned, like across the country.
You said the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
Why not? That's all it takes.
No.
One over sensationalization of a media story. That's what it would take.
You know, why was I looking into this? I don't remember. Well, I think I had an argument with like some guests or some shit because alligators eat people, like according to them. And then when I look into it from FWC, 400 people have died since 1940.
Related to alligators. Or eaten by alligators.
Well, bit.
Okay.
And then like 30 of them or some shit like that are fatal only. That's nothing.
That's
though.
nothing.
With over 1 million of these motherfuckers,
yeah.
that's
But
nothing.
I'm saying, like, can you imagine, and this is so bad, but like, can you imagine a story, a retic goes into a baby's crib, eats a fucking
That's
baby.
happened.
Okay, but not here.
Yeah.
In the U.S.?
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
I feel like a few years back. I
He
don't know if-
feels like a few years back, dude.
No, like before I even got into shit.
Okay.
That was a story I read about. Yeah,
In the U.S.?
Yeah, it was a pet.
Crazy.
Like somebody's pet type shit. I don't know if it was retic or berm,
Okay.
and it was a baby.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like
Was
that.
a baby. The
Yeah.
baby's not with us anymore, bro.
God.
Fuck. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. Put the timestamp. Put it.
Post-birth.
Fuck,
please.
dude. God
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, this is not getting any
man.
better. But yeah, dude. So this dude's just getting a show. Okay.
Do you want a show?
Yes. Come watch me bring my
Whoa,
ball
whoa,
pythons
whoa,
to
whoa,
rest.
whoa.
What-
Shut the
pause,
fuck up,
pause.
dude.
Wait.
That's gay, dude.
Why?
You asked me to come.
Just ask him to come. Right now, like he can.
Yeah.
With his brain, with his
Shut
mind.
the fuck out, dude. Don't do that shit.
If you want to support us, head on over to modernreptileshop.com or in the description where you can find our merch. And the best part is that a percent of the proceeds from the merch gets donated to conservation. One more time, that's modernreptileshop.com or head on over to the description. Yeah.
They're like,
oh,
all right, a day
shit.
in the life of
Actually,
Chuck.
talking about racks, the racks that I sent you, bro.
I was about to bring it up after. I was waiting.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so,
Here you go with this bullshit.
okay.
It's a rack with some substrate and like 2 more inches.
Oh my god. All right, fix the tub. Fix the...
Eric, am I wrong? Am
No,
I
No,
wrong?
there were lights. There were lights.
They got
had
lights,
lights
dude.
on them.
They got
On
lights.
the inside, there were
Yeah,
lights.
they still like this, but
Bro.
they got lights.
Okay.
They got lights.
All right. Hold on. Listen to me.
talking
Listen to
shit.
me.
I'm talking shit.
I know. Bigger.
we got a lot of frogs.
Yeah, there's a lot of
in the
fucking frogs.
shop
All right,
now.
bigger tubs. All right.
Mhm.
That is a good cage. Heat.
It can be.
Lights.
The
Bigger
idea,
tub.
the idea of it.
Okay, but tell me
The
that's not.
idea of it.
But tell
the
me
idea
that's.
of it.
Yes.
Idea of it, fine.
Yeah, but tell me that
But
that.
on those, a ringneck snake goes in there.
You're an idiot. No,
For
but
life,
tell me
maybe.
that's not
Yeah.
close to what I
But
was
like,
asking for.
okay, for me personally, racks have their place, and for the most part, like the only place I really think that they really have a niche in is babies.
Yep.
I don't think that if someone is breeding snakes for whatever purpose, for conservation, for commercialization, whatever, they don't need to put their baby ball pythons in a 4x2x2. That's not necessary. It's not practical. It's not going to happen ever in any reality.
Okay.
But babies and racks, yeah, it's only temporary. It's sanitary. We're trying to keep it clean until it goes to a new home.
Okay.
That's it.
But okay, now
that
we make
works. And
those
as
tubs-
that's fire for baby tubs. Like if you wanted to keep baby hog noses and something like that, you wanted to
Yeah.
keep like you said ring necks.
Yeah, like those tubs
Fire.
like for a hognose, dude. It is a
Fire.
smaller snake, but no, bro. Like hognoses get like 3 feet sometimes in that little tiny shit.
Well, I don't know how big they are. I don't know how big they are. I didn't check the
That
tub
that
length.
that one is
Oh,
pretty
it's baby?
small.
Okay.
That
It's
would be
small.
like maybe about the
Gotcha,
size of
gotcha.
Yeah, and
not
they were
small,
talking about,
small.
our hognoses. I'm like,
Gotcha.
No,
gotcha.
it's-
you motherfuckers.
Do you know the ones where we have the adult ball pythons in
Yes.
here? That's how big that tub is.
That's good for a baby hognose snake.
No,
For a baby hognose snake,
baby,
that-
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
no.
adult. I'm talking about
Oh,
adult.
I meant babies. For baby snakes,
Okay,
a rack's
so what
fine.
would you say minimum for a baby hognose snake?
A baby?
Yeah.
Nah.
No, sorry, an adult. My bad.
An adult?
Yeah.
Something that can actually fucking stretch.
A 1 foot by 2
on
foot is
and
fine.
be completely.
What?
1 foot by 2 foot tub is fine for a baby hognose.
It can't stretch out. No, adult.
Oh,
adult.
an adult,
Oh,
an
an
adult,
adult.
yeah. Over 3 feet.
Yeah, over 3 feet to fully. Just,
Yeah,
yeah,
over
at least 3 feet.
4 foot by
Yep.
2 foot by what?
Sure.
You're lame, dude.
No, I'm serious,
You
I'm
make them
serious.
skinny.
4 foot by 2 foot by
Yeah,
a foot, 2 foot.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Something like
Damn,
that.
can we make racks like that?
Yeah.
You know, I was
How do we
telling
make
you,
a rack like that?
Indeed.
dude. I was telling you about doing like, and it defeats the practicality of a rack. At that point, I might as well have enclosures. But I was like,
Yeah.
oh, can I do
But the thing
racks
is that you
with
can stack 'em.
55-gallon
Yeah.
totes?
You can.
Can I do racks
Yeah.
with 50-gallon totes? And like, yeah, I could just get someone to craft the PVC out of it. Yeah, and I have someone put in lights and put in heat, whatever.
Yeah.
you
It all
know.
depends on what.
But
you're
then it's like
keeping.
I'm just defeating the purpose of it. I might as well give them enclosures. I can see into them. You know, they take up the same amount of space. A 55-gallon and a 4 by 2 by 2. So I'm
This
like,
is how you're trying to figure this ball python situation out. What
Yeah.
more can
I
we
mean,
do?
no, it's not a bad idea. It's a good.
It's an
idea.
amazing idea. I almost
baby.
had it.
for your babies.
I literally saw that and I'm like, wow, they're gonna be so proud of me.
You know,
and then these guys were like, yo, for a hug.
Okay, you know what? I don't
idea
want to
is-
expose you, and I don't want this to be like a shit on Yoshii. But like, okay,
But like,
I know. But you keep Blue Tongued Skinks in racks,
Yeah.
right? No UVB,
Yeah.
no heat. Well, yes, heat,
Yes,
but like
heat. I was like, hey,
on the
bro.
back, belly heat, no overhead heat.
Correct.
In the dark, basically their entire lives. Quote.
Not really, but okay.
Do you think that?
wow.
Are there any other lizards that can be kept like that? Because obviously you think and have had experience that blue tongues can be kept like that.
leopard geckos?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Leopard
that.
geckos? Are those the only
All
two?
geckos.
All geckos.
All geckos. They might as well
I
just
guess.
throw them all in
You're
there.
right.
Okay,
Right.
look,
New
but this is the thing.
Caledonian.
This is the thing. All right. For the same reason why the first thing I did was put a ball python in a rack is that that's what we knew to do the thing.
Right.
That's why blue tongues was the same way. But you guys know that I'm like, okay, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah, you want to put them outside. and
Yeah,
stuff.
they're going outside. But I mean, as far as other lizards, yeah, leopard geckos. I mean, miscellaneous geckos. Definitely not day geckos. I tried with no UV, no luck.
But do you think? Do you
The
think that-
babies. Remember, I didn't have luck with the babies.
yeah.
I'm like, geez.
Yeah, I
Would you
couldn't
think
figure
with-
that out. You would think with the name Day Gecko, I would figure it out. But my fucking ball python rack having ass was just
Tub
like,
geckos?
put it in a deli, do it in, give it water.
tub geckos? No, but do you think that we could get racks to a point where you could ethically keep lizards? Because if you can put lights
The
and you
ones
can
that we
put
have
UVB
here, the
and stuff
black
in that,
ones, those
the
are
black-
racks.
The cement tubs. That's not a rack.
That is a rack.
Yeah. I mean, like a tub on top of a tub.
What?
That is a tub on top of a tub. What are you talking about?
What, that?
No.
No. The
cement
black
tub
cement
racks.
tubs. Where they
Cement
have like
tub
the bearded
racks.
dragons and shit.
Those are.
That's a rack.
You think that's a rack?
That is a rack.
All right. Well,
That's
you think
like
it's
the
Define rack, you piece of shit.
I guess.
What,
I guess.
yeah, what the fuck?
Tub.
Oh,
Lizard-
a tub
lizard
that's
living
stacked on top
tub.
of each other, no light. No
lizard
foot light.
living tub. Do you think that that's possible?
They sell those racks in a little bit more like the style that I have, the more like the metal, and it's specifically for lizard breeding. So
Interesting.
yeah, that's the closest that they've got to it. That is okay for the blue tongues that are staying inside. That's my next step for them because some of them will stay inside.
Because you can hook up UVB tubular lights in between each
Yes.
tub. You can set up heat lamps in each of them.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like that's still only babies. You can't keep like adult Asian waters or iguanas that way.
All right, come on.
Yeah,
bro.
that's insane.
Good luck.
Well, you
That's
can.
insane.
That's like
it's
that's
just
like
not good for
but-
it.
that's like saying like putting a retic in a rack, like the
Yeah.
ball python rack.
I wonder
that's
who does
different.
that. Who puts retics in racks?
I don't know. We'll
I
see
think
it
they're
on
getting a
TV.
reality TV show. I think.
He doesn't keep them in racks. He keeps them in 4x2s.
No, he gives them racks.
No,
No,
I've seen the
no,
tubs.
No.
He gives them in the tubs.
No,
The
he does.
little ones.
No, adults in tubs. He
No,
pulls them out on top of the eggs.
No, but that's
No.
that's like an enclosure that you can pull out.
Yeah, that's the bottom part.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
bottom
shit.
part.
You've
Dude,
never seen?
I dead ass thought
they're
he was
not.
keeping
They're
them
actually
in
not
this.
4x2, but they are. It is like an 8 foot by whatever the fuck, and then he has. I think there's like a separator. And then
You can
that's
see it
how
in the
it's-
background. Whenever you see those videos, look at the background.
There,
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure Barczyk has done a video there, or somebody did a video there, and he actually showed how the units work. Mind you, yeah, it's not equipped for
It's
like
still not good
a
enough.
That's
Dude,
that's
not gonna lie.
fucking
I thought they were.
retic,
bro.
I thought they were staying in those tubs.
No.
I was like, dude, that's abuse. That's
I mean,
fucked up.
technically-
And you know what? Those snakes are so obese too. I'm sorry.
fat
I'm
as
just
shit.
shitting on them.
Don't say obese. Say fat. Go ahead.
No, they're obese.
No, you can say that.
2023 body
huge.
positivity. The
Not,
fuck?
not for the fucking snake, dog. Not for the fucking snake.
They're
That bitch is
huge.
fat as fuck.
Yeah, they're obese.
That shit
They're
moves
really
like
bad.
this.
Morbidly obese.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fat
Really
as
bad.
fuck, bro. Retics are not like that.
No.
Yeah.
Retics are not this fucking wide, dude.
Jesus Christ. That's a white ass
thick,
snake,
dude.
Literally.
It's a thick snake.
About
Like the
average.
biggest retic in the world, Medusa, is fat as shit. That bitch is
Who's
like this.
Medusa?
The snake.
No, but who is that? Who has her?
It's like I don't know if it's like a museum or some shit like that. Yeah.
It's
like-
alive.
Huh?
It's alive.
I don't know if still,
trying to
but
be.
bro,
That's
fat
so
as
sad.
fuck, bro. Like this,
Jeez.
like fat as shit.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that
cool,
bitch
though.
is fast, bro. Yeah,
For
some
real?
shit like that. Yeah,
That's sad. I don't
That's
like that.
crazy.
Poor snake.
like worse than Jace.
Yeah.
Like way worse.
That's-
Like Jays are bad, but that shit is
That's
bad.
insane.
Okay, wait. Devil's advocate.
Oh, here we go. What do you want?
You don't think that they look like that because I mean you're seeing them when he's pulling eggs, mainly. So they might be in breeding season.
No,
and
males look like that.
They're hungry. So what do you got to say now, dog?
No,
I hate you.
I'm
No.
hungry,
The
look.
males, not the males
Yeah,
look like
yeah.
that, bro.
Yeah?
Like all of them look like that. Like I know shit about that
And it's
guy.
not just him. A lot of people do it. I think
Yeah, yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
a lot of snakes die prematurely, quote,
because of obese.
some
Yeah,
do get
like
eligible
people have
because of
ball
obesity.
pythons obese. Like people have like a lot of snakes obese because they don't understand what the body's supposed to
The
look
fattest corn snake I'd ever seen. Like, so the
You guys are
cloaca.
just roasting these snakes.
I know. The cloaca's here. This is the tail, right? This is the rest of the body. The body was probably about that thick around, right?
like. And then the tail
The
skinny
tail
as
was
fuck.
skinny
Yeah.
as heck. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
It looks like he's holding in the fattest shit of his life, dude.
Yeah.
Huge. And I've seen like oh my god, autopsies on snakes where they show like fat all around the organs,
Yeah,
covering
yeah,
the
yeah.
liver, covering
Yeah.
the heart, and I'm like,
Fuck that.
fuck, that's so sad.
If you're listening to this, you're a reptile lover. All right. And what do we all need? We need supplies. So we got you covered. Head on over to imperialreptiles.com and use the code REPTILESWITH to get a specific discount special to us and our listeners for your reptile supplies today. One more time, that's imperialreptiles.com. Use the code REPTILESWITH. So the next section of the podcast, there's a little bit of an audio issue. Just want to give you guys a heads up because there's going to be a way different sound. But, you know, I figured instead of just deleting it, we talked about some good stuff. So might as well keep it. But stay tuned to the rest of the podcast. Here we go. All right, so Chuck's gone now. Out of here. He
Super
is
gone.
going to South Florida. He's going to be fondling gators. He's going to be pillaging these invasive species.
Yeah.
And you're just left with us two.
That's fine.
All right, so I don't know if you saw my story recently, but
I did not.
You didn't see
No,
it?
I'm kidding. I didn't.
Okay. So I was like, oh my god, I was so emotional. I posted a bunch of cool shit that I'm doing in my backyard. I set up a fence over my turtles, so that way the turtles can't escape.
That was kind of dope.
They are my prisoners.
Yeah.
Facts.
Forever.
And then I am getting ready for additional cages for some cool animals.
Mm-hmm.
I am setting up a situation for some blue tongues outside. And about these fucking cages, so in the space where I'm going to throw these lizard cages, I have one for Aloe, the rhino iguana. I'm going to have one for Cheggy, the Cuban rock iguana. And then I'm thinking about setting up 2 breeding groups of banana pectinatas. Because
2.2 or 2.6?
1.2.
2.4?
1.2 each cage.
2.4.
What?
2.4.
Oh, yeah. I was confused. I was like, there's 6 animals. What do you mean 2 and 4? That's math, right? Yeah, so 1.2 each. And I know that we've spoken that you prefer the pied pectinatas.
Yes. I mean, pectinata iguanas are my favorite iguanas, period. They're so
Why?
cool. I like their size. They're some of the fastest lizards on the planet. They're also Mexican, and I'm racist. So that's like my brother. So I fuck with them. And also the pied, and it's one of the only animals that I really like the morph better.
Okay.
Similis and pectinata already come kind of black with white, but the pied just really brings out a lot of white. I'm like, oh, that animal is clean.
Yeah.
So yeah, eventually I will have a male pied pectinata. Honestly, I'm just waiting for these laws to kind of come down in Florida and to be like, all right, you have this much time to get rid of your stuff. And I'm like, all right, pied iguanas are now $100 each. Give me one.
Jesus. Okay, but why pieds over the bananas?
Bananas are ugly.
How are they ugly?
So I understand.
You're
like, there's a
replacing the
little bit
white
of
with yellow, dude.
You're right. There is a little bit of an appeal because the bananas are smaller. They tend to be nicer, but they're I don't like the smaller. I like a little bit bigger.
Pause.
And yellow is just not my thing. I prefer the white and black. It just looks better.
Really?
Yeah.
For somebody who breeds ball pythons, I don't want the pieds.
Also, there's no huge difference between males and females in the bananas that I see.
What do you mean?
Like morphologically, yes, but like in terms of color, not really. A female could be just as pretty as like a male.
And the pieds are different?
No, the pieds are different. Yeah, I don't want a female pied. They don't look nearly as nice as the males.
Okay. Well, so the thing is with the banana, because I think I'm going to go with the bananas, right? But so this is a process that I'm thinking. I'm like, do I set up 1.2 bananas and 1.2 pieds? Or should I just do 2 cages of 1.2 bananas? So we have access for some pure bananas, right? Because apparently some people have been actually like low-key hybridizing now, like publicly being like, these are crosses.
Yeah.
They're saying.
Honestly, a lot of morphs come from hybrids. They do. Beauty snake morphs.
So
a lot of them are hybrids.
I think as they were trying to figure out how to breed the pectinatas, or while they were just trying to produce so many more bananas and stuff like that, they were just like, well, if we cross them, we could just make a whole bunch. But what's happening is that apparently they're coming out bigger than what they're actually supposed to be. But the point that I was trying to make is that we have access to some pure banana pectinatas, the actual size that are just like really tiny through Ron St. Pierre. So I'm thinking about getting a group of those to set up to put outside, because of the big lizards, I'm gonna go iguana more than monitor, because
iguanas are better.
I mean, dude, they're definitely gonna ban varanus.
They're gonna ban iguanas too. You're not gonna have iguanas for long, dude.
Listen.
I don't plan on breeding the pies because I know they're not gonna be around long.
Listen, stop shitting on my dreams, bro. I swear to fucking God.
Honestly, you could get into other iguanas. They might not ban all iguana.
I don't know, dude. I just...
Yeah, like if you're in Florida, you like caiman lizards, you like monitors, you like iguanas, you like boas, goodbye, you're gone.
Jesus
Adios.
Christ. But yeah, so I'm thinking about, the 1.2 pectinatas. I think I want to do 1 or 2 more cages with snakes. I know we've spoken a lot about like different calibers that I can put out there. Maybe a yellowtail crebo, maybe, but I don't know.
If you're doing a tall cage, the yellowtail crebo won't really like fuck with it too much. Yeah. I mean, like, not that they can't climb, they just kind of don't.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I would
do tiger rat snakes.
The thing is, I want to do
spilotes.
I want to do some kind of python or some kind of boa. I don't really like these calibers that much, but I don't know. And then I have to set up some new stuff for some turtles. I have the reef turtles outside. I have different red ear morphs. I have some map turtles. I have obviously the blonde striped mud turtles. I'm going to be hopefully setting up a couple groups of red cheek mud turtles.
Nice.
I want razorbacks. Razorback musks again. And that's kind of... Oh, I also have pink bellies, but I'm not like so crazy about that these days.
Pink bellies are cool.
So what turtles do you think I can breed here in Central Florida year round, that they can handle the cold, they can handle the heat, they don't get large? What are we talking about here?
Southern painted turtles.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Eric was correct me. Chrysemis dorsalis. Fire. Amazing turtles. They're beautiful. They look cool as babies, so they attract attention. Males only get about 4 to 6 inches long. I think females stay really small too. So it's like, that is like a perfect turtle. That's amazing. They can handle the cold, absolutely. These guys are found like up, like past maybe not up to Tennessee, but like Mississippi, Alabama at least. So they're gonna do fine here in Florida. Only thing, like Eric was mentioning something to me. It's like, oh, if like let's say we phase out yellow belly sliders, southern painteds might just be another turtle that people just release outside. But then I was like, oh, but if they're smaller, less people would release. Because they're like, oh, I can just keep it in a 40 gallon. I have to keep it in a 75 or a pond.
I mean, if I'm being honest with you, they need more. They
should have bigger space regardless.
But the biggest complaint about those turtles that get very big, like the different kinds of sliders, is that it just got too big. I put it outside. So that can counteract that. And then of the painted turtles, we have Easterns, Southerns, Westerns.
Well, Midlands.
Midlands?
Yeah.
What's a Midland?
That's what they're called.
What?
Those are the 4. No, Westerns, Midlands, Easterns, Southerns.
Okay, so which was the prettiest?
Debatable,
Southern.
but probably the Westerns.
The Westerns have the
a lot
most
of
colors.
red, they're green.
They have the most colors, so therefore a lot of people think that's.
But the Southerns, I would say, in colors, are like a solid number 2.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have more
The
straight.
Easterns are like the painted turtle.
Yeah.
So, and I think they're really pretty too. They've got the nice like red skirts. So I don't know. Honestly, they all look very similar.
Midlands?
Yeah.
They're very similar to Easterns.
They're like a hybrid. They look like hybrids between the Westerns and the Easterns. Because their range is right in the center. Their range is right in the center. There's even an integrated zone with the Westerns. So
So what even is it at that point?
On the plastrons actually. So with the Easterns, they don't have anything on the plastrons for the most part. The Westerns are very painted. And then the Midlands are like a half. It's really cool. They're like, oh, I'm not all the way to the edges of the plastron, but it's like.
And as far as like from a quote unquote business standpoint, I've noticed that the Southerns and the Westerns are the ones that have retained their value the most. I'm kind of leaning towards the Southern because of the stripe.
Right.
It's cool, and it does have, of those 3 at least, between Eastern, Western, and Southern, a nicer color than the Eastern. Maybe not as nice as the Western. The cool thing about the fence that I built. So, obviously no animals can get in. I was a little worried with animals getting out because,
the fence doesn't go in the ground.
It doesn't go into the ground. The different ponds are separated through pieces of
2x4s.
Yeah, different pieces of lumber that create a barrier. but turtles can fucking climb.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, damn, what happens if they get out? Technically, they can leave the bottom of the fence. So I ended up creating another fence inside of the fence, just in case. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of cameras.
Yeah.
But that just leads me to think of like what other cool like turtle projects. And I figured fucking Eric loves turtles. He can help your boy out.
Yeah.
What are other cool turtle projects?
So you already got one of them. You got Reeves. That's probably going to be one of your best prospects. I'm a huge fan of Japonica, the Japanese pond turtle.
Yeah.
So that'll be another cool thing to take on.
Dude, what if I hybridize them?
What about box turtles? Chinese box.
So actually, I was thinking about either in one of the iguanas habitats putting Chinese box turtles.
We could do that. Damn. Yoshii is literally like, I love Ken and Harkin.
Do you guys know
I
how
know,
far
I
they
These
know.
geckos. I'm gonna become them.
Do you know how far north they get? The Chinese?
I don't. And then I have the peacock day geckos outside. I'm thinking about doing some more Phelsuma, so I'm like, maybe I just create a whole like section where it's all.
Why don't you just
rescue
have
creatures.
all of it?
All of what?
Yeah, because let the iguanas and the freaking Phelsuma, they just all go. Because honestly, you're not naming any predators. The only thing that would probably fuck other things up are gonna be the turtles. But like, as long as the animals don't go in the water, what's gonna happen to them?
Dude, an iguana would totally eat a small lizard if it had the opportunity.
But if you had enough lizards, they're just breeding and doing shit in there. What's gonna happen? You got enough lizards.
He's
in there.
right, guys.
Tino, you sound like a customer right now.
How well do you think? I mean, obviously, green iguanas can swim. How well do you think a rhino iguana can swim?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty good.
So I could put like a pond in there.
I guess, yeah.
I'd say why not?
She probably like it. Yeah, I love
Facts,
it.
dude. That is something that I might do.
The other thing they really don't do is like climb a lot. And I honestly, I think it's just because they're more
What, the
heavy
rhino
bodied.
iguanas?
Yeah.
Dude, all Aloe does is climb. She literally...
Which is also smaller. She's not full grown yet.
Facts. But she's about halfway there, dude.
I guess.
And I put what's supposed to be like a hanging planter from Home Depot.
She lives in there.
Dude, she literally like that's the place that she's there in the morning and in the evening.
Fine.
During in the, the middle of the day, like she'll like stay up, go on different branches.
Yeah.
She really doesn't spend a lot of time on the ground unless she's like eating something. Yeah, she's always on some shit. Drugs.
Okay. So with the animals that you're taking care of and the ones that you're like doing so much of this outside stuff for, would you feel comfortable selling an animal that you knew wasn't going to go to a good home? Like if you know 100% this person's literally not going to give this animal fucking shit.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable, and I think that that's like the solid thing about being a breeder outside of a reptile shop situation is that I could literally cherry pick who my animals are going to.
Retailers can do that.
I mean, they can, but it's a retail store. It's different. You get me?
Why? Oh, because the necessarily like the person who owns the animals or the CEO or boss or whatever wouldn't get to individually cherry pick. It would be up to like employees.
Yeah, it's harder to dictate through that kind of
Okay.
process. I mean, mind you,
Some employees you can trust.
Yeah, but it can happen. It's not that it's impossible, but it's a lot easier for somebody like me.
Right.
That technically I have less customers because I don't have a storefront. There isn't hundreds of people coming in every day.
Right.
It's conversations that I'm having with people. Hey, I want to buy this animal. If it's a breeder, it's a I can look at their profile.
Yeah.
Because if I'm selling a quote unquote investment grade animal, I'm like, well, if you're spending this money, I know you're going to be taking care of
Yeah,
this
of
shit.
course.
Now, if it's somebody where it's a pet owner. It's usually at a reptile show where I can have these kinds of conversations. I can say, hey, are you set up? Are you this? Are you that? And I can guide them.
We have a friend who he wanted to get another collared lizard. He had a male. He was looking for a female. And a breeder he was really looking to get them to because this guy's top of the line with collared lizards. I wish I could shout him out. He didn't want to sell it to him apparently because he wanted each of the collared lizards to have 40-gallon enclosures.
Okay.
Yeah, and our friend was like, no, they can go on a 20, that's fine, or a 30 or 40. Whatever he had, it wasn't enough for this guy. This guy was like, no, they need to be in individual enclosures, they need to have it this big, this whatever. I won't sell it to you unless that happens. And I'm like, damn, like, not that that's wrong, because I don't think it's wrong, it's his animals, he can do whatever the fuck he wants, you know? At the same time, it's kind of like hey, if you want that animal, you have to do what he says. You have to do it, because he's not going to give it to you otherwise. So I'm kind of like, how do we convince people to do better by their animals? How do we get them to be like, hey, you know what? You should be doing better than this animal.
People are just gonna fucking lie.
Yeah, they could.
Do we forget that people just lie?
Not without
Like, no,
pictures.
dude, I'll do it, bro.
So-
Here's a picture of a fucking 40 gallon I found on Google.
At my old job, we had a policy where you had to either buy a turtle setup from us in order to buy a turtle, or you had to show us proof of the setup, which is basically even just a picture. And honestly, if they just looked up a picture, that was enough for us to be like, all right, here you go. You know, unless I recognize the picture, like, no, that's not your tank.
Dude, that thing's on page 3 of Google. You fucking liar.
Literally. And so it's like, I don't know. I feel like if everyone did that, like, yeah, a lot less would sell, but maybe not, because then you'd be like, hey, if you really wanted this animal, you have to invest this much.
Yeah.
You know, maybe people would be like, oh yeah, I'll buy more.
I feel like on a retail standpoint, policy is going to be the best way to go. Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like with the turtle thing, like at least in the retail standpoint, that's going to be the best way to kind of filter who buys the animals.
Yeah, to be like, hey, you're not gonna.
Because it's not as much of a one-on-one experience as like a private breeder or a private business, because it's a storefront.
I want to say, I don't know that I'm correct, but I think Emily with Snake Discovery, one of her policies is that in order to buy an animal or in order to get a surrender animal, I think one or the other, they have to have filled out like a quiz.
Yeah.
Basically like, hey, do you know anything about this animal? Do you know what it eats? Do you know what it needs to survive, this, that, and the other? No proof of whether or not you have those things, but at least proof of knowledge of those things.
I've definitely denied a sale. I've definitely denied a sale or two because I know the animal wasn't going to be cared for correctly. Because at the end of the day, dude, if the animal is not cared for correctly, that's going to be more work for me because then I'm going to have to deal.
They come back and buy another one. They don't care.
No, but what I'm saying is that they're going to come to me and complain. Oh, the fucking animal that I bought from you died. It's more work for me.
Not if they don't know what to do. Like if let's say you're you're selling someone an animal and you're like, hey, this is what it needs. This is what you should be doing by it before you sell it to them. They're like, okay, I got the information, and they're like, okay, I'll get it. Then they come back and they're like, oh, it died. Did you do what I told you to? No, you didn't. So there you go.
Okay, but this is the thing. How many people in like a retail situation that don't have a proper setup call you to complain versus call you to be like, well, I'm just going to buy another one? What's the majority? People usually call to complain.
Honestly, it's
probably they think they're right.
Well, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like, I'd rather deny a sale so that way I don't have to deal with that kind of bullshit.
I mean, me too.
It depends on the mindset.
Yeah.
It depends on the mindset because there's a lot of people that just come in with the intention of just they don't get the proper setup because they don't have the intention of keeping the animal long term. Yeah. They expect the animal to die.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of feel that I don't know if I'm shooting myself in the foot by saying this, but I kind of feel that the person who might know a little bit more is more likely to go to a breeder than they are to a retail store.
Right.
So I would say that the people that walk into a retail store are people that don't know where else to get an animal, and they're coming into this expecting to be fed information.
Should they be fed good information?
They should be fed good information. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I'm saying like if somebody's coming to me, a breeder, it seems like they've taken a lot of steps to come to me.
Right.
Mind you, this is a pet person. My personal general audience is not pet people. My general audience is other breeders.
I have never. No, that's not true. I have purchased an animal from a retail setting. My plate losers. My plate losers didn't come from a retail setting. Everything
also,
else.
Your fucking 100 flower.
I guess technically yes, but that was a different scenario because I knew that animal.
Okay.
I was kind of like, oh, I know this animal.
Gotcha.
It had gone to a separate home and a whole ordeal with it. This is the whole story. I did buy it from a store though, but I've never bought an animal from a reptile expo. All my animals basically came from breeders or were surrender, rescue
situations.
Yeah. Just like here we go. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's more. And I agree that there are multiple ways to keep reptiles too. I'm not going to be a stickler and be like
you have to do it like
you have to do it like this. This is the way. But if someone was like say if I was breeding something, and someone was like, yeah, this is what I plan to do for it. This is the enclosure that I have for it. If I can make some suggestions, I'm like, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. The animal's going to do better with you. Here you go, send it. You know, rather than animals going to people that just shouldn't have them and just will not put any effort.
So
into getting them.
The question is, how do you convince them? How do you convince the people to?
That was my question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, to you, how do you think the way is to convince these people? I mean, you could deny the sale all day. Right? If you're responsible.
And because the thing is, with some animals, they'll just go somewhere else to get it.
Okay, but now, how do you convince them to set them up?
I think raise the price tag. You raise the price tag for a lot of animals where people have to actually debate whether or not to get the animal. They're like, yeah, I should probably research this a little bit more. I should think more about it rather than, oh, it's $25. What's $25? I spent that much at Burger King yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
I'm not going to lie to you. I am 50-50 with that because I can see the logic.
You think it would work?
I'm 50-50 with it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'll work, but then I'm also like, okay,
It's impractical.
Yeah. For specific animals, it is impractical. In a really solid, like a business setting, you have to stick to what because the market dictates the price.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of stick to what the market is. Mind you, there are some animals that we may know in a specific store that are priced a little more expensive because of that reason.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
like, hey, I don't want anybody to just get this animal.
yeah, like we will price it a little bit more, and people end up usually spending the money to buy that animal anyway.
But I feel like if you raise the prices, so like market, I guess supply or the demand makes the
I'll do
the
you one
prices.
better. We had Lace Monitor here for a while.
Yeah.
If it was priced at $500, anybody would have bought that.
Yeah.
But it was priced for a few $1,000s. And
Yeah. And if you did green and Knolls, if you did green and Knolls for like $50, no one would have it.
Okay.
No one would have a green and Knoll.
Yeah.
So
Does anybody have green and Knolls?
yeah, people do.
Yeah?
They have them as pets. Yeah, you can get them as pets for. Yeah, I mean they're the worst. They're one of the worst pets you can have because a lot of people will not like give them UVB or heat. They're like, oh, I just keep it like a. I just put it in a box, so it's fine. You know, and it's like no.
How do you think, Eric? How do you think we convince people to have the proper care for their animals?
Well, definitely raising the price helps to an extent because I saw where you were going with how it can be kind of a double-edged sword at that point.
Yeah.
But it's also just showing them what it is that they're spending the money on. Because at least from a perspective of selling a turtle with a setup, it's pretty difficult compared to everything else because of the stigma that turtles have. Just showing them what it is that they're spending the money on. Because I can sit here and tell them all about what they need, but they see these exoteras with the hood and everything, and it's like I can see how that can be daunting to someone, as you know.
Yeah, but they
simple
should
as
be
it
able
is.
to. They should care for their animals.
Exactly, but when
I'm a big shock, they're not gonna care.
it's the visual. It's the visual they need. If I can just show a customer, hey, this is what a 10-gallon baby turtle setup looks like. 10-gallon tank, the basking platform, the lights, the plant in the water. That's maybe a filter.
Yeah.
If you can just show them what that is and what they're spending that money on, set up, it gives them a lot more kind of like, oh, okay, this is what it is.
But that won't make people care more. It'll just be like, oh, this is less daunting. You know, and we can do that. Like we have in retail settings, a lot of people will just put snakes and racks.
The thing is,
like, oh yeah, there you go. That's.
I was about to say that. Fuck, I can't even speak. So I was about to say that. I'm like, that's the bad thing about being so public about snake racks. Not that you should be private about it, but then people are just going to be like, oh, that's so cheap, I can keep it in a tub. And I'm just like, dude, like that is a breeder setup.
Yeah.
That is a setup for you to find your pet. You know, but you should maybe try, you know, to give a little bit more with the animals needs.
Yeah.
But then the other argument is like, why is the breeder not doing that? So
I don't
honestly,
think-
this is just a vicious fucking cycle. It
I don't
always
think-
goes just around and around and around, dude.
Yeah.
There's no fucking winning.
So I really want to stand by my position though. I think that if yes, I guess consumers go ahead and drive the markets for like they determine the prices for things. But if I guess if businesses just took it upon themselves to be like, hey, is this animal worth it? Like for people to be doing this stuff with it, then they can do like a cost analysis and be like, yeah, this isn't worth it. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to raise, let's say, yellow-bellied sliders to $100. They're a $100 turtle. Now only the people that buy them actually want them and actually care about them. But it's the convincing people to care about it. Because honestly, you convince people to care about it, they'll come up with the money. You convince people to care about it, they'll research it.
Here's why
it's like, how do you be like, hey, actually give a shit about this animal?
It's tough because at that point you're changing the way someone believes about something.
Yeah.
And that is, throughout history, it's been impossible to get
leave-
people to change.
I'll leave the question with the listeners and the viewers then. At what point do we question our businesses when we're talking about ethics and morals with these animals? Because at the end of the day, if we're strictly speaking business, we got to keep the prices where the market is, but then the animals suffer for that. And if we only go with the ethics and morals, then there may not be reptile business. So how can we do the quote-unquote commercial conservation through commercialization? How can we do that?